Hello, hello to anybody that's joining in. Gonna look at some flow, go over unusual whales, as long as we have some flow coming in. So feel free to ask questions, look at whatever you want. We'll just see kind of what's coming in on the flow. And this will be recorded for those that may miss out on it. But yeah, let's kind of take a peek at what's going on in the market right now. It's been slow. We getting a lot of multi-leg stuff, especially earlier in the day. Lots of multi-leg trades, which I tend to stay away from. But we had some good flow today. We just had these ASTSs come in. Let's take a peek at them. Definitely an opener. Got that IV increasing. This would look like good flow here to me. Filling on that higher side of that bid-ask spread. This would be good flow to me. And we're down a little bit. Let's take a look at the chart. Oh, we are... Must have looked at this one before. It looks like we had a bull flag and we did break out. Coming back down here, yeah, this 50's been holding well. That 50-day moving average here looking good, holding here. And this flow was 14 days out, so they're looking for a quicker move. I would assume. I'm gonna redraw this. 14 days. I like to stick on a little shorter time frame, so day time frame is a good spot there. And I don't know, I'm not a big fan of this chart. Hate trading view sometimes. If I come down here, yeah, we're breaking that trend line. That's the one thing I don't like, but can even start coming a little bit too much. So I mean, for trend lines, what I like to draw, I'll see if I can find a better stock here on how I do it. But typically I don't like having it. When you draw trend lines, you're trying to get as much of that stock above that line as much as possible. So I mean, this could be a good trend line. I mean, this could be a good spot. Again, not science, but we can kind of estimate where something could bounce. But this looks like a good spot, and it almost does still look like a bull flag when you come in here. So I mean, it's a big spot. Something should see a big move there at some point. And with that flow, we're looking at 143,000 premium. How much is just this candle? 105,000. And again, I always like to look that IV. Again, seeing it increase. That higher fill on that bid and ask looks good. This would look like good flow to me. I will post that here. Oops. Ignore the other stuff on my desktop. Let's see. So put this in Discord because this is 10-4, the 32 call at 104 for 104K. Where is my alert? Here we go. So then again, for those not in Discord, this is kind of how I like to post the stuff in here, just so people can see how that's coming in. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet relatively today. Let's take a look at some of our trades that we had this week. And again, it was a short week. I was gone Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, even some of these a little longer, but I'll have a full flow recap as well. But yeah, these probably starting to get a little murky here. Probably cutting some there, I'm guessing. And again, some longer ones. NVIDIA, this poor whale, filled here right before close on 9/18. Exited right here on 9/19 for a loss. And again, like, that's why I say if you're out, you don't have to follow these whales. Always should be adjusting up your stops to secure profits. These ALBs did pretty good. Same day, filled at 191, hit a high of 245, actually hit a high of 250. Whale looks to still be in. These QQQ calls made a really nice move. Same day. Again, 1,700 contracts traded on that volume. 1,700 there. Get about 3,400, 3,500. And you can only see about 2,700 carried over. So they probably took some profits in there. But again, can see those hit a high from that 629 all the way up to 834 same day. Let's take a look at the AMD ones from yesterday. AMD was a really nice one yesterday. Looks like that whale got maybe a little greedy. Bump this back a little bit. So here was that whale entry yesterday. 944 contracts. Well, they could have passed them off to somebody because it looks like, this looks like it's the same whale. Or not the same whale, but a different whale. Just kind of that visual check here. That's what I like to do. You can see 246 on that candle. About 240 there. That whale, this was probably a chaser. But yeah, I mean, these yesterday, nice intraday move for us. 132, and they hit a high of 210. 208, 210. Amazon, this one was a little goofier because this one came in here, and this is what I don't like about the liquid contracts more. You have so much volume and open interest, it gets hard to follow these. But again, could see them averaging down here, and it looks like, I mean, it's coming back a little bit. 83, average was 117. 7 days on them. I mean, they're looking for a quicker move, I would say. Roku, again, little longer, but these filled at 191, hit 222. Decent trade, but again, looks like that whale's still in. A couple of weeks left on these. Meta, these filled at 333, and these were part of a multi-leg trade, which were a roll. And I'll pull that up for those that want to kind of take a peek and see how that looks. So this is one thing I like about Unusual Whales too. So if you see that multi-leg, I'll always click, and I'll come back because I saw some people join. When you see that multi-leg, so I'm always looking for a high multi-leg, or I don't want a high multi-leg. I'll always come and look at the actual trade. So you click on that candle, and then you're going to see these arrows here. I will always click on these, and trained eye, you can kind of maybe pick it up a little bit more, but I will always come down here and you can visualize the trade, and Unusual Whales will pop in that trade, and you can see here they well, you can switch it how you want. I usually look at the profit. This is where, well, it was down a little bit yesterday, but can see they want the trade to go up. They're seeing it making a little move up. And it'll usually kind of pop in here what it could possibly be. So this was a call credit spread. So, and they'll always kind of keep in little descriptions in here, which is really nice to watch. Especially if you're a little newer to trading spreads. I'm not a big spread trader. I don't like trading spreads. But this one, so 333, they're about 348 right now. Did hit 365 after that, but whale looks to still be in. That net call premium spiking. Meta's up almost 0.8%. Let's see, BMY. This would have been a good scalp yesterday. This would have been a nice quick scalp yesterday because they're up a little bit. Whale comes in. You can see this whale's still in. Gets filled at 90, and they hit 103 on the day. Little over 10% on those on a quick scalp, especially if you're a quicker scalper. I'd rather secure profits same day. Longer term trades, obviously you can hold a little bit longer, but seeing a lot of net put premium on here again today as well. Yesterday was a lot too. And I'd like to zoom out too, just to kind of see what that overall is looking. So I mean, we had that big spike in net call premium that day when we went up, but a lot of net put premium here and a lot yesterday. Something to watch for sure. BA today again, something 182 days out, little harder to keep track, to kind of go back and look at. But again, lots of ask side hits here with some bid side, but going to assume this is a buy and just kind of looking at it here. Again, 36.75. Can see we're on that higher fill price of that bid and ask. That was that first candle. Let's just pick another candle and look at one. So again, 36.93. I mean, you're on that higher side of that fill. So when I see that too, I don't always take a peek at IV, just because I mean you're being more aggressive when you're filling on that higher side of that ask price. Let's see, what else did we have today? XPEV, this was an odd one because we had these two ask side candles come in here. Then we had a big bid side candle. And we had another bid side candle. This will be a really interesting one to see on Monday how much of this volume carries over into open interest for sure. CCL. Looks like these are making their move finally, 56, and they're up about 59. Slowly making their move. And again, this was an interesting one because I'll come back to the flow where CCL came in. My CCLs came in here, and this was really interesting because you can quickly spot this too, because I'm always looking at that spot price. Instantly you can see we came in at 53 on the higher side of that bid ask again, and that spot price is increasing. To me, this is showing aggression. You can assume they're buying these. Again, doesn't always mean they're buying them, but you can get a good idea there. And let's go back to that flow, my trades. So those CCLs kind of making a move up here a little bit. GM. Again, little longer term trade here. Can't fully analyze it when it hasn't made a huge move, but here's our flow that came in. Again, IV stays up. IV kind of drops a little bit here, but again, one contract being filled, not a huge turn off there. But then the interesting thing is, this is where you kind of got to combine all the data. Big spike on our big volume of size coming in here on those contracts. Again, to me, looks like a buy. Let's take a peek what's going on in the market. Bump my filter down. ETF flow has been relatively quiet today, and like this stuff, to me, this is junk. When you have a bid ask of, I mean, this stuff I ignore. I'm looking for these tighter spreads, but maybe a little bit wider, just so you can kind of see that aggression, like these GLDs. 182 days, though, I'm not that big of a fan of swing trading. I know some people do. Some people are going to be more patient, but 182 days, they're obviously on a longer time frame. I would kind of pass on that. IWM, this is a big whale, 915, 28 days, big premium. But then you have this where it's that double candle coming in, and that part there is bid side. I believe I looked at this when this came in and something did not look good on that. 2320. 23.15. That IV goes up. There's something I didn't like about this one. That the net put premium at the time was kind of down, and there was more of that call volume there, so kind of didn't like that part there. But taking a peek here, a lot of net put premium coming in here. Kind of a drop today, but this would look like a good one to maybe add in here. Pretty big premium too, and I can always come and check. It's a little better on stocks since ETFs are heavily traded more, but 3% of the total volume came in on this trade. Now if we look at that on, let's do the ASTSs and take a peek at what that looks like. So you come down here, it's like this one, 2%. Let me contract. You can always come here, then you'll see that highest volume here too, and looking like, oh, we got some bid side calls here. Pretty good premium. Let's take a peek. So this person looks like they're selling calls here. Or it's a multi-leg trade. And it's going to be one of those funky multi-leg trades. Yeah, see, something like this I'm going to kind of ignore because it's obviously a called debit spread. Let's take a peek at what's going on with the market tide right now. So for all premiums, it's looking like we're still pretty bearish. Seeing bearish volume here. Calls are bid side as well. Out of the money premiums only, a little more on that ask side put, bid side calls. How are we looking this week? Yeah, that huge spike yesterday, and we had that drop today. This will be an interesting day for out of the money. Let's take a look at all. Yeah, same for all. May see some more rally here. Probably seeing a little profit taking right now with everything being at all-time highs, but really interesting on that premium yesterday. Let's move. Let's take a peek at what's going on for our hottest contracts for the day. So 920. Make sure I'm on my ask side filters. This is just a personal thing I like to do. I like to always just refresh, make sure it's there. See, CCL put, that is the leader today with 1.05 million on that contract. Looking like we're still pretty at that fill. Snow calls, 1.4 million. Roblox. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of heavy premiums coming in. Let's take a peek at that bid side. Probably call sellers here, I'm guessing. Let's take a peek. And if they are, I mean, 1245 they sold those at, and I mean, they hit a low of 913 there. 840 was the low on the day. Then Whale collected some premium there pretty quick. Let's look. And see, this is where it would I wouldn't say throw me off, where it would kind of make me not like to post it as much. But again, you're being filled on that bid side, that way closer to that bid side here. You can see 1250, and look at that spread. So to me, they're probably selling these, even though you see that little IV spike. To me, this would still be a sell. Let's take a peek at FSLR. Looks like they're selling puts. Interesting one. Some ask side on this candle. 55, 54. And then we have that spike. And this is more towards that ask side here. So again, with this, and you can always look at the times. Obviously, this looks like this whale was coming in here within that minute or two. This could almost be a buy at the bid. Just looking how, I mean, you're at that bid side. Yeah, you're sitting at the bid. This is probably, well, this is the one that's kind of making me think it could be a possible buy still. And when I have to think about flow like this, I would typically just pass on it. This is just kind of an example. So then you see that spike in that IV, but then we drop again with more here. I would lean with these as a right, but again, usually if I have to question flow like that, I'm going to pass on it. How's that net premium looking? Yeah, nothing sticking out too much there. That's okay. These ASTSs. I want to go back and look at my contract lookup. And if anybody has any tickers, look at Nike. Beat me to it. Nike 842 call 927.24. They were in 2-3. Crazy. Yeah, I'll pull that up here in a second. Yeah, a lot of premium on that FSLR. Looking like it's multi-leg too. Okay, let's look at that Nike contract. So Nike, and again, if you want to look up specific contracts, this is nice. So you just come over here, your contract lookup, put in your ticker here. So Nike popped it up here. So you'll see all the highest volume contracts for the day. Really nice. You can see the premiums too. Well, let's look at that 927.84 call. And let's, yeah, that's wild. Somebody knew. September 17th, these came in. Hey, came in on my birthday. What do you know? Majority of that carrying over, it looks like. Looks like they're still in, too. Oh, nope. Here is where they took their volume. Sorry, ignore me there. So this, I will assume, is going to drop on Monday. I'll take the educated guess on that one. Let's look at how the flow looked when it came in. Doesn't, okay, so 27.46, and again being filled at that higher side on that ask. And 17, why is it tweaking on me? Let's go back down now. So then we have that. Yeah, I mean, you're being filled there. This is probably something I wouldn't have posted just because it doesn't really match that. But let's look at that second candle because that might change my mind. So yeah, so okay, the IV does increase here. And then you're at that. Yeah, this is something I would have typically posted. This looks good to me. Yep, would look like a buy. Whale was in, so September 17th, average was about 37, and here they are, hitting 343 today. Well, 425 for a high, but it looks like they exited at 343. Wild move. This is a good example of insider trading, or somebody knows, quote unquote, somebody knows. See what is going on. It's kind of quiet this afternoon. These hood puts for next Friday. Let's take a peek. 51K, not a lot of premium. No, we got a couple hits here. Yeah, this would look, yep, that net premium up. It's kind of like to bounce it back a couple days. Yeah, that looks good. Oops, here we go. Get out of the way. There we go. Then you can see right away that jump in IV sitting on that ask side of those contracts. And then we'll see that second spot there again being filled at the spot. Took a little break here for a couple seconds and then another couple minutes later, jump, well, a little drop in the IV, but again, that spot increasing, they're being filled with the ask. This looks like a buy to me. 51K though, not a lot of premium there, and you can always see how much of that premium, yeah, 4% of the total volume. Yeah, that could be, oh, now we got some F flow. Take a peek. So 50, and you can always, I know JT had a question about this in Discord. You can always start here too and just kind of take a peek at what it's looking like here, what the flow's looking like. Looks good right away to me there. Slower mover, 56 days. Then I'll always come here, take a peek. Clearly can see it's an opening trade. That net put premium kind of coming up a little bit, and it looks like Ford's dropping as we're doing this, but that net call premium's still up. Take a peek at the flow. 38.76, IV stays up, spot stays up, getting filled at the ask. Would assume this is a buy, and just kind of looking at it quick, I mean, Ford's kind of making a small move down, having some more net put premium come in here. Let's look at the highest volume contracts. So your highest volume multi-leg. We'll look at that put. Could be a roll. Let's see here. So these expired today. Looks like it could have been a cross trade. A little weird on this one. Oh, nope, here we go. Here's the one. Yep, they're rolling these. And kind of can just quickly tell because they're selling those puts and they're buying more puts. And it'll kind of pull information here every once in a while. Let's see. If it doesn't want to pull it in, just quickly pop it in here. Put debit spread. Oh, put debit spread. So I was wrong. That is why I will always check the profit calculators, because I am not a spread reader. Put your put spread there. Let's see. Anybody have any charts or flow they want me to look up? It's so slow today. Gonna have to get some more action on these Fridays. Market tide. Let's see. Well, market's kind of turning down a bit here. I don't want to pull up my broker because I have my account logged in. We'll pull it up on TradingView. How are we looking on the 1 minute? Oops, seeing some downturn. Oops. Seeing a little, and this is the first time I've actually probably looked at intraday on TradingView. Let's see. 113 put, 11.15 Nvidia. Yes, sir. I am on that one. $11.15 put. And it's the 113 put. I believe these came in yesterday. Looking like they're starting to make a move here. 686. They're at 715. Believe these were on. Just check it here. Let me see. I think these were in our hottest contracts from yesterday. Hottest contracts. If it loads. I can't wait to get new internet. I'm so ecstatic about that. 1018. You said the 11:15. You must have seen those come in today or something. But let's take a peek. Yep, jump in the IV there. And this one's a little... Oh no, here we go. I was for some reason looking up here, but nope, here's where that whale comes in. Jump in that IV, being filled at that ask side on the little wider spread. This is what I was looking at. I was like, hey, this doesn't look good to me, but that is not part of that flow alert. CIV, yep. About 200,000 on that one. Let me come back to where it's got a lot more premium on. How much is that? Why was it only giving me that number? That was an odd. Oh, here we go. The other part of the trade. Probably should look at the full part of the trade for you. But yeah, you can see that ask side fill, IV coming up, IV increasing. This is textbook flow. Yep, great find there. Great find there. Very nice find. I would consider that a buy. And again, kind of making a move up. 686 was the fill today. So that's why I didn't see that. 715. Good find there. And I'm going to change my filter here. I want to see where that was, because that came in at 11 o'clock. And oh, I was grabbing lunch. That is why. And I'm Central Time again for those that are just joining. So everything, don't be too confused. Don't be like, hey, why is it being goofy like that? Yep, here's that NVIDIA put, 11:15. Very nice find. Or 11, not 11:15. I was looking at the NVIDIA above that. Yep, good find there. And that net, you could see that net call premium was dropping at the time. Net put premium kind of picking up a little bit, but that put volume really picking up. Very nice find. Especially for being new in the Discord. Nice find. Check my email. I'm waiting for an email from my lender so I can do my stuff for Monday, but being slow. Really, really slow. If anybody has any other flow or charts they want me to do, otherwise I'm probably gonna hop off here in like 10 or 15 minutes. It's pretty slow now, and market 10 looks like it's kind of pulling back a bit, or coming back a little bit. What are we at for volume? Actually, I lied. I want to look at the volume. Volume. Where's my sector flow? Sector flow. Oh, we're about at the average for volume. Over average on the utilities. Everything else about maybe about half of the volume, a little over on some things, but at 41 to 55, still have some time left in the day, but volume down a little bit. We'll probably, I'm making an assumption, we'll probably get close to that 50 range. What is it? Another hour and 45 minutes to go. We'll probably hit that 50 range. So a little bit below average, but still a pretty strong day. Actually, I will close that and then reopen it. And hide my stuff. Yay. Okay, let's just take a peek. I'm a big fan of looking at it on the broker instead. Volume, yeah, 42. And I always like to just kind of pop up that volume candle just to kind of see how it's looking compared to everything else. Again, you can see I have that average here. About 55. Sitting at 42. Down a little bit. Probably get close to that average, but how are we looking on some different time frames? Yeah, just A lot of volume on those sell-offs today. Let's look at the 30-minute. A lot of volume. Had some bulls come in, pick that up. Drop there. Seeing a drop there. I'm a 1 minute trader too. I like the 1 minute chart. I know a lot of people are like, why is it moving so fast? And it's like, yeah, I like to get as much data as I can. Plus it keeps me busy, keeps me occupied during the day. But if nobody has any other flow or anything, I think I might hop off for the day and I'll get everybody the flow recap up a little bit later. Any other flow coming quick? Nope. Yeah, we're just getting multi-leg stuff. So I will hop off. This will be recorded again if you want to go back, revisit anything. And yeah, I'll have the flow recap video up tonight. Have a great weekend, everyone.